My name is Blake Tooney.
My name is Daniel Allen.
I'm Daniel Porter.
My name is Elijah Woods, and I'm a student manager at the University of Oregon.
You know, there's just so many different things that go on in a day of the life of Oregon men's basketball.
Well, you know, it takes a lot. We kind of try to divide it up so everyone has a smaller bit of the overall picture that they will manage, and that way that not everyone has to know how to do every single thing and they don't feel overwhelmed.
That's why we have 10 people, because there's so many different things that happen, things that come up that we all need to just kind of have all the bases covered.
We're kind of the worker bees of the team in a good way. You know, we hand out gear, pack for games, you know, just make sure everything is checked off and good to go before road trips and things like that.
Home games are a lot easier because you have the accessibility to the equipment room or to our laundry room or to our locker room where there's items that we'll need on the court. But on the road, if you forget something, that turns into a huge problem. So we're very particular about how we pack. We have a checklist of every bag that's labeled. For example, if we have like miscellaneous bags, we make sure they have all their pads, all their compressions, all their socks, everything that they would need for that. And then other bags like practice loops, making sure they have all their gear in that. And then sometimes coaches will give us their gear too to put in like a practice bag, for example.
And then everyone out the door, we're counting, making sure every player is ready to go. Everyone's accounted for on the bus. And then we got to move bags from bus to plane, plane to bus to hotel rooms. And so that's a lot of the manual labor that you guys obviously get to see of us. And then as far as the actual game goes, since we've only really traveled 2 managers on a trip this year, there's just a lot of things that all have to happen in a short amount of time. So we'll get to the game about, hour and a half before.
Just get out there, get everything set up as quickly as we can. And the coaches are great and the GAs are great. They know that we have to take our time and get everything ready. So they really step up big and help out on the rebounding front. Once we get everything squared away, then we can jump in and help with rebounding as well. Walk-ons are great too, and just make sure everyone's ready to go so we have the best chance at winning.
I would say home game is obviously easier. You know, we have everything at our disposal.
Yeah, a home game, they're a lot easier on our part than away games because we have more bodies.
I've sort of made a schedule for us of kind of everybody's pre-game responsibilities, during the game responsibilities and post-game responsibilities, and sort of as you work your way up, you get sort of a more important role, but all roles are equally important, I feel like. Even when I was mopping as a freshman compared to, you know, doing stools and waters now, it all is important because it's all essential to having the game run smoothly.
From there, we all, once again, have little individual tasks that we got to get done, and we split up. Everyone gets their job done by about 2 hours for the game, and then we got 10 guys out there who are able to rebound, and you guys can get more individual work in than they would be able to on the road, which is really nice.
Game starts, we got 3 people behind the bench for managers, and you know, every timeout, you know, we bring out the stools, waters, towels for them.
And then after the games, taking care of the laundry, same thing. Everyone's got a task to do to get everything taken down and put away. And then just making sure everything is ready to go for the next day. Everything's good for practice and everything's where it needs to be.
All right, what we got, Key? What we got, Starry?
So typically we try to have a window between around 12 to 5 where we don't have class. Sometimes we'll have equipment stuff, sometimes we'll have stuff on the court. That's the unique part about this job that I didn't really realize was the spontaneous part of it, of you walk into a day of work and you really don't know what you're gonna get into, right? You may be with Donovan, you may be out on the court with Coach, you may be, you know, pulling stuff upstairs in the attic for camp. You know, there's so many different things that go into it that I think people don't realize.
I think we always just tell ourselves that we're doing it for a reason bigger than ourselves, you know? We're doing it for the guys, for the program. There's no place to be selfish as a student manager. So, you know, even with ups and downs, we have to be positive, you know.
Blake and I, we talk about this a lot, and like, we're playing a game. At the end of the day, it's basketball. Like, what we get to do is really cool. And so while losses are obviously, they suck, they're terrible because of how much time and commitment we've put into this, losses at the end of the day, it's a game. Right, there's bigger things in life. Keeping the players positive is so important because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are out there contributing. And so if we look upset or if we look distraught, then the players are gonna see that and be like, well, that's how I'm gonna wanna feel. So just being positive and being uplifting is definitely something that's really important.
I'm really appreciative for the opportunity that I have here. I think it's really cool, and I just think that I work with a really cool group of people. Just all 10 managers, and then the coaches are just really, really great people, and I love working with all of them. I'm super appreciative to Scott and everything that he does for us.
I'm really grateful for the opportunity, you know. Thank you to Scott for hiring me and getting me through the process, and all the coaches have been great. All my coworkers, I mean, I've met most of my best friends in college working this job, so it's really all I could have ever asked for, and it gives me something to do, which in the off season I find myself with too much free time. So, you know, it's great, and I'm really glad that I decided to do this.